This is a family law story about why you should never forge the other party's signatures on documents to the court. And while it may seem obvious, this occurred in 2015. Two parties, Brian and Cassie, were going through a divorce, and they had agreed to and put in writing agreements about how much child support Brian would pay Cassie, as well as what visitation would look like for Brian. And they had agreed that Brian would pay Cassie $1,000 a month in child support, as well as have their son for an entire month in the summer. Now, Brian decided to get a jump on things and filed these documents with the court. However, he forged Cassie's signature on them. She did not actually sign these documents. And if that wasn't bad enough, Brian took it upon himself to change some numbers within their agreement. Significantly, rather than the $1,000 a month they agreed to, Brian changed that number to $700 a month he would pay. He reduced it. And on top of that, Brian also added on several weeks of visitation and parenting time for himself, which was not what they had agreed to. Now, Brian filed this with the court, and obviously Cassie found out. Unfortunately, the court did issue a divorce based upon the representation that he had made to the court that Cassie had agreed to this. Now, the court reversed that divorce, and when they went back before the judge, this time with Cassie fully participating and knowing what was being agreed to, Brian ended up having to pay $1,300 a month, which was more than the $1,000 they had originally agreed to. And on top of it, Brian had no visitation with his son. Things get worse for Brian, unfortunately, because he was then charged with felony perjury and forgery. Now, he did plead guilty to the felony perjury charge eventually. And in a news story, Brian himself said he regretted doing it. There was just no point. He doesn't know why he did this, because he ended up with his job and his life ruined and no time with his son. So the legal PSA, or the lesson here, is don't lie to the court. Don't perjure yourself. And perjury can be whether you're taking the stand and lying, or whether you're lying and making misrepresentations in documents. Don't do it. It will demolish your credibility with the court entirely and affect your case and potentially your relationship, if the case involves children, with that child or children. If you have other questions about what you shouldn't do in court, check out our video about what not to do in court, which may save you some headache and get you off on the right foot with the court or the judge. If you have other questions about your case, please go to preservefamilylaw.com and contact us, and we'll be happy to set up a time to talk to you.